and it's difficult. Make no mistake. I mean, it's very nice to sit in a conversation and say, yeah, I own my own business. But I can tell you one thing: blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of prayer.
It's true. Feeling sleepy, tired, uninspired? What if I tell you that we have something for you? Coffee. Not just any type of coffee, but coffee that comes from TBG Cafe right here in Maramont. Today I'll sit down with David, the bearded guy himself, the owner of TBG Cafe, and he tells us more about how it is running a coffee shop. I'm your host, Sich, and this is Africa Speaks. I'm going to be starting off with a phrase by David himself. He said, if you want to change the world, start with coffee. And he is changing the world by having his own coffee shop. Today we are sitting in Maramont at TBG Cafe, and we are sitting with the bearded guy himself, and he'll tell us more about his coffee shop. Hi Dawid, welcome to Africa Speaks.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much for giving us the honor to interview you.
It's always a pleasure.
Alright, I like to start off like on a personal note as an icebreaker. Just tell us a bit about yourself. Who is David?
So, David is Namibian. Let's start there.
Yes.
I'm an entrepreneur, a businessman, and a lover of life. That's me. So I enjoy making people smile. I like to encourage people to do better. That's me. I have 3 beautiful daughters. Okay. I stay in Windhoek, run my own coffee shop. I do the fit life thing, so I cycle a lot. And the spare time I have, I either spend on social media or with the coffee shop.
Oh,
yeah.
Right, all right. So getting on to the reason why we're here today, TBG Cafe.
Yes.
Tell me the inspiration behind the name, first of all.
Okay, so I actually didn't know what to call the coffee shop, but my personal handle is that bearded guy for obvious reasons. And then and my Instagram handle was also TBG, and then somebody suggested that why don't I change the coffee shop into TBG Cafe? And I did that, and yeah, that's where the name started. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And what inspired for you to start having a coffee shop?
So 2 things. I really love coffee. I've always been a big coffee lover. That's like the first thing I start my day off with. And secondly is I love business. Our offices used to be close to here, and I walk past here every day, and became friends with the previous owner, and he said, listen, I'm interested in moving. And I said, well, I'm interested in your coffee shop. And by chance, I made him an offer, and he was interested. And I took over the coffee shop.
And then you took over the... So there was already a coffee shop that was not TBG Cafe. And where do you find your coffee? Like, where do you source your coffee from?
So I have a specific supplier. The guy's called Fired Up Roasters. Very interesting guy. This specific blend is, it's fire roasted. So they use local, well, not local trees, but trees that's not indigenous in Namibia. That they cut off, and then they use that wood to roast the coffee. It's not a gas roast like most other coffee, so that's why they got a very specific taste to it. And that's it. He's my sole supplier. So
the coffee is roasted right here
in Namibia. Yes.
And where did you say you source your wood from?
It's also local. It's I forget the name of the wood, but it's not indigenous to Namibia. So it's a wood that they have to cut off because it takes over the grazing areas, and we use that specific wood to roast the coffee.
So in here, what is like your top best-selling coffee? Because there's always like
cappuccino. Cappuccino. I'm not going to lie to you. Cappuccino is the one. There you go.
I'm one myself.
We have interesting coffees but the normal coffee drinker is used to having a cappuccino or a latte, and we just make sure that we offer them the best cappuccino latte that's available. I'm having a cortado, which is a different kind of coffee. Double shot espresso, double shot milk. It's very strong. It's a good kick for the day. And then my personal favorite is the railway coffee, which is a condensed milk coffee.
A what?
So, condensed milk coffee.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So we use condensed milk to make the coffee. I'm a bit of a sweet tooth, so that's like my own speciality. I sneaked it into the menu, and I used to have that every morning.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
People, since you are like the coffee expert, I am not the coffee expert. Like, walk us through your coffees. Like, what if I have to come and say I'm ordering an Americano? what is in the Americano, what is in the cappuccino. Because I wanted an Americano, I'm just like, but I don't even know what that is. So I'm not taking that.
So I'm not that big of an expert, but I can tell you, Americano is just a pure black coffee. So that's just coffee. Now this is an interesting fact that I never knew.
Yes.
Is that when you buy coffee that's made with a espresso machine, it gives you a shot of espresso and then warm milk, warm water or warm milk that you add to the coffee. So it's not a sense of, you press a button and it comes out this beautifully. I have these very skilled ladies that's behind us that does that for us. So Americano is just a plain black coffee, flat white. It's just Americano with milk, so just your normal white coffee.
Yeah.
And then you get your cappuccino, which has got a shot of espresso, warm milk, and then foam on top. Your latte is just coffee and warm milk.
And you just spoke now that you have these lovely ladies that are, making the coffee. And one of the things as an entrepreneur, you want to curb the unemployment rate. So how many employees do you have working?
I have 3 employees, and I'm very proud to say that all 3 of them were unemployed when I reached out to them. I'm a very strong believer in empowering people. So you'll find me here drinking coffee.
Okay.
That's it. Shireen, who's my manager, she is my everything. I mean, she's the one that looks after the coffee shop. She's the one that sends through the orders. I'm like the delivery boy here.
Okay.
I deliver the stock, but she runs the shop. And then that's what I do. Is I believe that you need to give people, when you appoint people, make sure that you employ them for the right reason and allow them to be that person.
That's true.
A lot of times people, especially entrepreneurs that's very close to their business, they'll appoint people because they see value in them. But then they want to tell them what to do. Like Steve Jobs said, you can't be appointing smart people and then tell them what to do. They should be telling you what to do.
Exactly.
And Shireen comes from Slowtown, which is also a big coffee group in Namibia. And she's very well known in the coffee industry. She's very good at what she does. All 3 of my employees come from that kind of background. Unfortunately, COVID weren't kind to them. So they all ended up being unemployed. And when TBG opened, I said, listen, these are the guys I want to give another chance. Yeah.
It's true. And your coffee shop is very cozy, I must say. I love it. For an influencer like this, the aesthetic. So what did you do to this place? Did you find it like this, or did you give it your personal touch?
So I found part of it like this. It's always been a big wooden structure.
Yeah.
We added some green texture to it. We changed the menu because we wanted to make it very homey. So you'll find that the dishes that you get here, and again, it's very takeaway kind of thing because we don't have our own kitchen. But I have a bakery that bakes most of my stuff for me, called Love Bites. Really good at what she does. And then we make the brictions here. The rest of the stuff, we just put small decors in here. I have a set of chairs here that I got from my grandmother.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
Yeah, so, yes, there's some of our personal touch, but the rest we found here. But the idea is, we want to be that third place that all Namibians go to. So, home, work, TBG Cafe. That's what we want to be. And that's us. So we want to create an atmosphere where good service counts, good coffee counts, and then the rest will follow.
Let's say I want to have a meeting here, like, just between me and my friends or a partner, just somebody that I'm meeting. Is there a place here, do you guys cater for that, for somebody to just come sit here, have a coffee and still talk business? So
yes, and for now, no. So we used to have a nice spot on this side where there was nice big couches, and you can reserve it. Currently, Marua is doing a bit of renovation, so we sort of lost that spot now, but once the renovations is done, we'll have a bigger space, there will be more seating, and you're just welcome. You drop us a WhatsApp, we're on Instagram, Facebook, on the web, Google Maps, go just search for us and you'll find us. Drop us a WhatsApp and say, listen, can you please reserve the space for us? We'll do that for you gladly.
You mentioned at the very beginning, which I was supposed to ask immediately, that you got this cafe place from somebody else, but I forgot to ask you, when was it, or how long has this?
So we started last year in August. Okay. So the 16th of August 2021 we opened. So we've just celebrated our 1-year anniversary a month ago, and yeah, that's what we've been doing.
And how were the first month of business? Were people receptive to it? Were they like?
Definitely. I must say the support was very well. I mean, Namibians are very interesting people. They like new stuff, so we just made sure the marketing was done right. We used a lot of social media and a couple of giveaways to market the place. I've used my social media presence a bit. And then, yeah, no, we've had good support all around.
Yeah. I checked on your Instagram account, the TBG Cafe Instagram, and you mentioned, I think earlier on last year or beginning of this year, that you are now in partnership, or people can now pay with Pay Today.
Yes.
So how did that partnership come about? Or?
I mean, I reached out to them. From an entrepreneur's point of view, I can tell you one thing: setting up the business behind the screens, it's not easy. It's not. It's registering the business, opening the bank accounts, getting the swipe machine, and all of that takes time. But, and people want to have the convenience to be able to pay other than cash, because cash, people don't carry cash around that much anymore. And if they're visitors from another country, there's a big chance they don't have cash on them.
It's true.
Yeah, so we reached out to Pay Today, and what an amazing company, an amazing financial solution. I mean, the guys just I filled in a form, I sent it to them. They then dropped a bunch of placeholders that says you can use Pay Today. We set that up, and immediately we could go and use Pay Today. And it's brilliant. The guys are very helpful. Amazing solution.
Yeah. Off the screen, you were telling me that you are employed in corporate. So how often do you come here to your business?
Not often enough. So at some point I would come here once a day.
Okay.
But we changed offices recently, so I'm not available to come here once a day anymore. But I try to come here at least 4 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how does your job maybe influence how you run your place here?
It doesn't. As I said earlier, Shireen, who's my manager, runs the place for me. So I do the behind the scenes, you know, the admin, the ordering of stock, the marketing. But the day-to-day runnings, I make sure that I appointed somebody that knows how to do the job, and I let them do that job. So I don't interfere, I don't tell her how to run the job. I'll give her pointers, I'll give her advice. I'll take a lot of the corporate learnings, bring that into the shop. But apart from that, I don't get involved.
Okay. And you have also a takeaway system. So how does that work? People call, they come here?
Yeah, so the takeaway system, I mean, if you send us a WhatsApp, you can order and you can pick it up. We also deliver within the mall. So the businesses in the mall, they all have us on WhatsApp. We have a little WhatsApp group, so they'll just drop us and say, listen, we need this. And then they come pick it up, or we take it to them. And because Bank Windhoek's swipe machine that they gave us is portable, we take it with. So it runs on a SIM card. If we have to go into the office tower, they just grab the point of sale and they go and get it sorted. Yeah.
And again, off the screen, you're talking about how people glorify entrepreneurs. They think, oh, you know, you made it now. But, you know, just talk to us like some of the difficult decisions that you had to make, or the challenges that you encountered. So that's a very interesting conversation. Entrepreneurship is very glorified. And this is the thing. You find young entrepreneurs, especially when they get a big tender or a big contract, and the first thing they do is they go buy themselves a nice big car. Yep. Don't. Entrepreneurship is difficult. It's difficult. You are never off. You are never on holiday. You should always be available. You're going to put a lot of money into this business, your own money, because there's going to be months where you don't do well enough. You can't get everything paid, and you'll have to use your own money for that. You need to be prepared to do that. And you need to be able to do, you'll be marketing, you'll be accounting, you'll be HR, you'll be everything. And it's difficult, make no mistake. I mean, it's very nice to sit in a conversation and say, yeah, I own my own business. But I can tell you one thing, blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of prayer. It's true. A lot. Yeah, so what challenges did you face in here that you're like, this is like one of the biggest challenges that I ever faced running TBG Cafe? So I'd be honest with you, I think keeping up with just everything moving so fast. I mean, we obviously started from scratch, so we had to do our own calculations with regards to stock, with regards to what do we charge for stuff. But I think all in all, the biggest challenge is when something breaks. Because you are not always prepared for that. I mean, I have very good insurance, and then I'm with Outsurance, business Outsurance, and they look after me. But I can tell you one thing, something goes wrong, something breaks, that's when challenges come in, because they'll break at the unexpected time. It's like, I'll be on holiday and they'll phone me and say, listen, the toaster is not working. Or we went into Christmas and nobody can service our coffee machine, suddenly our coffee machine doesn't work. And I rent the coffee machine, which is also clever. I mean, this is the advice I can give to any entrepreneur. Don't buy stuff. Don't put all your money into liabilities. Rent stuff if you can.
put some money away to eventually buy stuff, but rent the stuff. If you can rent the stuff, because if it breaks, you phone the guys like, my guy, I'm renting something for me, please come pick it up, it's broken, bring me another one. And they can do that for you. And that's the nice thing is I got the coffee machine, they brought me another one. We were down for maybe 3 to 4 hours, the guys brought me a new coffee machine, we could continue. But when stuff breaks, it's not easy.
It's not easy, I can imagine that. And you're talking about right now the finances. How did you start funding the place when you first opened it? Because people are interested in it.
Yeah, so what I did is that I had some savings that I put away. And you normally, you save up and you go on a holiday. And then I had a chat with a girlfriend and I said to her, listen, I'm going to take the money and put it into a business. And she's like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And that's what I used the savings for. So we were it was the choice. Either we go on holiday and then you have beautiful memories and that's where it ends.
And empty pockets.
Exactly, exactly. And it's such an interesting thing because I have 3 daughters, as I said, but 2 of them, we have adult conversations at times. And we were talking about going on holiday and I said to them, girls, I've used our savings to buy a business because I want to create a income that will continue, a passive income. So the other day my daughter comes to me, says like, they were asked by the school, what would you do with $1 million? And she said, I want to buy a hotel.
Wow.
Imagine that. And like, but why do you want to buy a hotel? It's like, so I can rent it out and make money.
Wow.
Now that's entrepreneurship. That's like, other people want to buy a Porsche. Like, no, I want to buy a hotel because I can charge people money to stay there. And I'm in Namibia, that's good entrepreneurship.
Yeah, very good. And she's learning from the father.
Exactly, and she's 8 years old. That was so amazing, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, proud that moment for me.
Of course. And talking about money still, how long, because when you set up a business, sometimes you have to invest the money back into the business. How far along did you go in your business before you started paying yourself?
No, I don't pay myself. So I have this rule that for the next 5 years I won't pay myself. Any money that I make extra, I'll put back into the business. So we always want to grow. We always want to make it bigger. We want to grow, period. So no, money goes back into the business, every cent of it. I don't pay myself. I earn a salary, which I'm happy with.
Exactly.
No, the money goes into the business and into my people.
Okay. And speaking about growth, you just told me that you'll be moving, very soon. And what's going to be different about this place and the one that you're going to be?
So we'll have a kitchen to start off with, which will be nice because then we can offer meals. So we'll obviously aim for a nice breakfast and then maybe a light lunch. So that's going to be our aim. So we want to do some more food on the menu, and just it'll be bigger. There'll be more seating. The people will be able to sit down and have a nice chill, and just go from there.
And on average, not that you might know, but maybe they will know, but on an average, how many customers maybe do you get per day?
That's difficult to say because it depends on the day. Because in the week we're very busy because we're fortunate we have a lot of financial institutions around us. Weekends it's slightly less busy because of the movement is just, the flow of the mall is just different. But it'll be difficult. I mean, I'd lie to you if I say, I don't even think they'll be able to tell you. But I can tell you that we have at least about 20 regular customers that visit the coffee shop every day.
And I see you also do, because speaking of marketing, you said you market on your social media platforms, but I've also seen that you work with Namibian influencers, if I might say. So what do you have to say to people that are not so keen on working with influencers, and how has working with influencers also upped your business a bit?
So I see myself as an influencer.
Yes.
And the advice I can give to companies is pick your influencer right. There's this whole stigma about if I have 100,000 followers or 200,000 followers, and I mean in the Namibian South African context there's a lot of followers. That doesn't mean that those are people that will buy from you. So when you look at influencers, make sure that you understand their crowd.
Yes.
To influencers, I would say be proud of who you are. Look at who you want to be with regards to your brand and stick with that.
Exactly.
Don't fall around. You get people that they'll do anything. I mean, you have guys that they have 10,000 followers and they will work from any alcohol beverage to underwear to, I mean, it's if it's not your brand, it's not your brand.
Yeah.
A big company contacted me 2 weeks ago, and they do alcohol beverages. And they reached out to me and said, listen, they want to collaborate with me. And I declined it because it's not my brand. Because my brand is motivation, being responsible, a businessman, looking after your health. I can't be peddling alcohol, for instance, where people sit and have a party at my house. Because, I mean, suddenly the question comes in responsible drinking, and everything follows. And I just said to them, guys, respectfully, it's not part of my brand. Thank you very much for reaching out to me, but I'm not interested. Where other people just say it's extra,
it's
but
money.
don't. If you're proud of the brand you built, stick with that.
Yeah, it's true. Speaking of that, it just reminded me that there was a company that reached out to me. They wanted me to host like a show with alcohol and women. I just like objectifying women, and I said, due to my faith, I cannot do that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's money going out, but I'm still keeping my
Well
dignity.
done. Well done.
I'm not taking.
No, I'm telling you now is that influencers will only be in this country. People will start taking influence seriously when they start taking themselves serious.
Exactly. That's a
I mean, it's easy to get 20,000, 30,000 followers if you walk around in respectfully, but in underwear, for instance. But that's not the kind of crowd that you want to pull. You want to pull people with buying power. And I strongly believe in that, is that just protect your brand, be your brand, live your brand.
Which is true.
Yeah.
Which is true. And talking about your brand, TBG Cafe, what is the goal? What is the future? What plans do you have? Where do you see TBG Cafe?
So TBG Cafe, as I said, it should become that third place for Namibians.
Yes.
So home, work, TBG. That's it. That's the dream I have. At one point I thought maybe I should expand, but then I was like, you know what? I had to make the choice. Do I want to become like a big franchise and have 3 or 4 different shops, or do I want to become very specific? You know, people come to this place, and I made that decision. One place, the only place in Namibia, here in Maramont Mall. They've been good to me. So I want people to come into Maramont Mall, come and have a cup of coffee at TBG. You can't get this roast anywhere in Namibia.
Exactly.
It's unique, it's specific, and that's what I decided to aim for. My personal brand, to be honest with you, the brand TBG and TBG Africa, I want to grow it big. Want to go into motivational speaking. We've got a big merchandise brand that we want to launch next year. So we have a lot of plans for TBG, and then you'll see much more of the brand TBG itself.
All right. You say you want to go into motivation. You already motivated the entrepreneurs, but I want you to motivate the what do you call it, the aspiring entrepreneur, somebody out there who wants to start a business, but they're just like so scared. They don't know, like, should I do it, should I not do it, I don't have the finances. So what do you want to have to say to someone who's just afraid to start?
Just do it. Just do it. I tell you now, just do it. I don't even have another word for it. Just do it. You know what, there's like, no, I first want to design a logo and I'll print some business. No, just do it, man. Just get off your bum and do it.
Exactly.
That's it. You want to start a business, go to the friend next to you and say, listen, I want to sell this, you want to buy one. Klar, just do it. What I also can say to entrepreneurs is start supporting each other, man.
It's true.
You know what, and don't ask for discount, pay double. You know, if we start supporting our friends that start businesses and we stop asking for discount, I can tell you now there'll be more Namibian businesses doing much better currently in this country.
Which is so true. Okay, perfect. Now, where can people find you? Not TBG Cafe. Let's say there's somebody out there who's watching and they want to partner with you as David. Not TBG, the brand, the cafe, but just you for merchandise, for...
So I'm on Instagram. That's where you'll find me. So it's Dawid, DAWID _TBG.
Okay.
That's it. And you use that and you'll find me.
And where can they find the TBG Cafe?
Same thing. Also at Instagram. We're Instagram. So TBG Cafe, just type it in Google, you'll find us.
Okay.
TBG Cafe Windhoek. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We've got our own website. We're on Google Maps, TripAdvisor. We everywhere. And soon we'll be on your YouTube channel as well.
Yes, you will be. Definitely. And before I let you go, have you ever gotten like bad reviews?
I actually did.
handle that?
I actually did. So I had this one lady, and she's actually such a big customer.
Yeah.
But we didn't have loyalty cards. We ran out of loyalty cards. She was really upset. She sent me a personal message, Alexa, where's my loyalty card? and the same lady complained about the fact that one day we didn't have cake. It's like, I came down for a cake, and you better have cake tomorrow. So I sent them, it's like, go buy a cake for this lady, even if we only sell one slice.
Yes.
But this lady comes here, there better be cake. The other day I was on Google Maps, and I saw somebody else who also gave a very short review, unhappy with the service. And you'll get that, man.
Yeah,
You'll get negative, and all you do is when you get negative reviews, go look at it objectively and see if there's something, if there's a learning behind it. Can you do better? The rest, I mean, you get haters. I don't really care, man.
Yeah, we move on, man. Thank you so much, David, for this great interview.
No, it's a pleasure.
Something from it. I definitely took. As an entrepreneur myself, I am going to use what you've, especially with the talking to the entrepreneurs. Thank you so much.
No, it's an absolute pleasure, and thank you for visiting us.
TBG Cafe.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, folks, that's all we had for you today on Africa Speaks, and I want to say thank you so much to David and TBG Cafe. So if you are in Windhoek, it's the only TBG Cafe in Namibia. So if you're planning on visiting Namibia, please can make, a turnaround in this corner and get yourself some nice, great cafe. My cafe was lekker, if I should say that in Afrikaans, and I hope you also have the same experience. Thank you so much for watching. Please follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's all from me, Sich and David right here. Goodbye.
Cheers.